How many people can craft a converting offer? That was the question from Frank Kern. And I'm going to prove it to do today in a parody of an infographic. Let me stress that again, a parody of an infographic. In other words, a parody, it means none of the figures are true, they're totally massaged, and don't believe a word that I'm saying. But the answer is 42. Okay, so it's Peter Buick here. So Frank Kern, apparently a public figure, had a thinly veiled question to motivate us, I believe it is. Anyway, he's asking how many people in the world does he think can craft an offer that converts? So naturally, I went to census.gov and looked at the e-commerce sales. The last figures available were 2015, and the figure is 341.7 billion. This is only online sales, obviously not offline sales. But that's a US figure. I suppose I should only look at the US audience, but there certainly didn't seem any point looking at a worldwide audience. So I wanted to know how many English speakers there were. So the most popular language in the world, just by numbers, is 1,302 million, and it's Chinese. So unless you're marketing in Chinese, that's probably not our audience. Second up, of course, is 427 million people who speak Spanish. So unless you're speaking Spanish, this probably isn't our audience. So that leaves us with 339 million 339 million people who actually speak English. So I thought I'd stick with English, but sadly, all this seems a bit confusing. So I also gone to Wikipedia and just come up with a sort of, shoot in the dark figure, and they said somewhere between 360 to 400 million. So I just picked the 400 million because it was going to be easier. Anyway, you can see that over half of those English speakers are based in the US. So I guess I should have only taken 64% of the 400 million as well. But there we go. Second up is the UK, even though we invented the language. I'm from England, so I'm a little bit biased there, but we did, I think. Canada, Australia, South Africa, Ireland, and New Zealand. Another, I don't know where other is. And there's a map. Fantastic. There's little England there. Hello. Right. So 400 million actual English-speaking people with, hang on, let me get the right tab. With that much e-commerce going on, assuming we're talking about, internet marketing or internet marketed activities rather than print media and direct mail and stuff, but maybe it should include that, but who knows. But I was sticking with that. But these figures, so I had to go trying to create this infographic, but these figures are very, 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 very hard to get onto any kind of visual thing that adds up, because 341.7 billion is a much bigger number than the 400 million English speakers, and and the number of people who actually can make offers are much higher than that. So these figures are not actually real. There should be some extra zeros on the end to make it happen, but then all that happened, we got a huge long line of green triangles and nothing else. So I tried to do it as a ring donut, and it was very, very tasty, fantastic. Not too much sugar coating on the top, obviously, because that's fattening, but still wouldn't fit in anything like any kind of resemblance of, to show visually what the figures were. So I just kind of resorted to the standard old sort of just write it down, but with a pretty graphic behind the thing. Closest thing I could find was a Christmas graphic, so that's why it's a Christmas graphic. Anyway, so as I just told you, the US online e-commerce sales, online sales, $341.7 billion, that is, but there are only 400 million English speakers. Actually, only 65% of those are US, so really that should be that figure to tie that together. But My opinion, only my opinion, is that 97.4% of those offers are lay-down offers. And what we mean by a lay-down offer is people would have bought anyway. So in other words, if they go to a website and it's the only offer on that website, then there's a strong chance they're going to buy that one. It's only when people get into, comparison shopping and discount shopping and that kind of thing that they might use Google to find a list of suppliers and then choose between them. And then even then it's what Google presents as to what they might click on. So it's not very often that we A/B offers, is it? We don't, not often we do it. I mean, sometimes we end up on 2 or 3 sales pages and maybe that's the A/B offer then. But generally, if you go to buy something from Amazon, you go to Amazon and there's no doubt that you're going to buy it from Amazon. Okay, and they did $17.9 billion of sales in 1 quarter. So that's quite a lot of the 341.7 billion a year. Not all of it, but quite a lot of it. But when you go to Amazon, there is no high converting offer. It's Amazon, and whatever page they give you, you're going to use the buy button on it, and that's it. So a lot of offers, a lot of e-commerce, a lot of online marketing is really laid down. It's the only thing there, unless it does an absolutely awful job in hiding the buy button or having distasteful pictures at the top or something, then it's probably going to happen. So that leaves us with, so I'm going to do something very dangerous here. I'm going to use to online maths. That didn't work. Hang on, there we go. 341.7, that's a million. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2 billion. So there's a billion divided by hang on. Yes, no, I forgot a bit. So 341.7 billions of things going on, but if it's a high converting offer, then it's probably going to be at least over $1 million of business. So we're actually only that figure, and now we want 97.4% of that. In fact, we want the remainder of the 97.4% of that, which of course, as we all know, is 2.6%. So let me just put that in. Okay, and now we only get that number there. Okay, and that's the number that we have in the infographic. So there's only actually, I might have got my zeros wrong, decimal point there, but anyway, when I did it that time, it was 8.884 million non-laydown offers, left. But then, usually work isn't distributed evenly, so we've got the 80-20 rule and the old boys network and all that kind of stuff. So, the people who actually are responsible for that are probably 20% of that market. So, if we do 20% of that market, that leaves us with that figure there, which is what we've got down here. As I may be wrong with the decimal point there from the first time I did it, but nonetheless. And then, of the 20% who do that, really only 3% are, in the Masons and actually get the work. So they're going to actually get the work there. Hang on, that went wrong. It's just, there we go. There we go. We'll get the work, and then, only a percentage of people are actually going to, get a bed. I don't know why my figures are so different this time, but anyway, because that was kind of double that. But anyway, and I'm a decimal point out, but basically the figures are something along that line. But we ended up with 53,305 people who had a link into the network, and that's good. But there are loads of people who talk about marketing and not do the marketing, and so that took the 53,297 people away from that figure we had there, which leaves us with only 42. So there are only 42 people in the English-speaking world who can craft an offer that converts. And that's basically you, Frank Kern, me, Peter Buick, and 39 other very cool dudes. And that's it. So there's only 42 of us. So although the figures are, quite incomprehensible and, massaged to fit this kind of parody, it kind of, I'm concurring with Frank Kern's point in that there are very few people who can convert, who can create an offer that converts. And obviously his thinly veiled message was that perhaps then we should do something about it and deploy our skill and actually offer it to people. But there we go. Anyway, so that's my infographic parody on what I think the figure is. I think it's 42 people, 42 of us. As I say, it's you, me, Frank Kern, and 39 other very cool dudes who may get to see this or may not, who knows. But that's all there is of us who can do it. So there we go. Alright, talk to you then. Bye for now.